Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the M40 M43. It's the Tier 8 American SPG. It's located on the south spawn of Prokhorovka, and this one is under the command of Just In Case. Yes, what a name that one. And in fact, he's in the Names clan. Now, it's armed with the 8-inch howitzer. It's capable of doing 900 alpha and 52mm of pen with a 10.5 meters burst radius and 12.5 to 28 seconds of stun. This is the tank that was actually, or the Arty, that was made from the M4. In fact, it was supposed to be the M4A3, and that's the chassis they use with the horizontal volute suspension system, but it didn't have the gasoline GAA Ford V8 engine that it should have if it was an A3. In fact, they fitted the Continental R975 instead. Okay. Now, they produced one of these and also one M40 that was used during the Second World War. They were actually supplied to the 991st Field Artillery Battalion, and so they were tested in Europe. Again, as I said, it actually used an M4 hull that was converted, and they were brand new. They were supposed to be a massive order. They were going to build 576 of the M43. That's the one with the 8-inch howitzer. But in the end, they actually decided to cut that order to just 24. And a number of the M40s were converted into M43s instead. He's fired his first round out, and that should upset anyone who happens to be spotting in that area. Now, it's funny, actually, because they both got different names, the M40 and the M43, because one of them, the M40, is actually the gun motor carriage. And the reason for that is it carries the same French-designed 155mm howitzer that you find on the M12. The M43, on the other hand, carries an 8-inch howitzer, and therefore it's known as the M43 howitzer motor carriage. So one's a gun motor carriage, the other one a howitzer. They both had a crew of 8, and they were supposed to have another vehicle actually carrying all the ammunition. Originally, it was going to be a T-30 ammo carrier, but a few of those were cancelled in 1944, so they decided not to build them. Instead, they'd use an M4A1 hull as a high-speed tractor, and that would carry or tow an armor carrier. Wow, he's got a hit on the Iron Arnie for 348, but he picked up the rest of it as stun assist, so he's massively increased his scores. And because he stunned the Wizzy, he also got a lot of that guy. Oh, magnificent. Look at that massive amount of stun assist. Now, I should actually mention the reload time for the Arty is 44.1. This is quite long, actually, for an 8-inch howitzer. And you can see here, he's got it down to 38.67, just in case. Now, this is the first replay that I'm actually doing for Just In Case, but he has actually supplied us with a video before. Unfortunately, for some reason, it just wouldn't work, but I'm going to try and see if I can get it to work again, because obviously it's quite an interesting game. And I should mention, this is our 9,500 video. Yes, the actual 9,500 comes up on this one. So only another 500 to go, and we hit the 10,000. Wargaming, yeah, 10,000 videos in just, well, 7 years, coming up to 8 years actually in July. Okay, 832. Oh, now he's adjusting his aim. He's gone to Battle Assistant now, which is actually more useful, hitting targets over obstructions. Yes. Good hit, solid hit, 329. And yes, the in-game action has started. There's a special event over on the west side of the map. Aircraft's about to crash. Of course, as you may know, the M12, they only produced 100 of those, and only 74 were actually sent into action in Europe. The rest of them were actually held in the States for training purposes. So they needed howitzers, or self-propelled guns that were capable of moving about rapidly to support the troops on the move. Rounds out the pattern. Nope, didn't get the pattern. Okay. Now, according to the logs and the books, they say that 8 M43s were built by August of 1945. So they might have actually eventually been sent to be used in the conquest of Japan, but they weren't necessary in the end. There was another version they were going to produce as well, which again never got put into production because they cancelled the production. And that was a 250mm motor carriage. So that would have been an MMC instead of an HMC. And that carried a 10-inch mortar, would you believe it? And that would have been quite an interesting self-propelled gun, because it basically, it would have been, there was one prototype, but it would have been very similar to the T92 HMC in its power and its ability to eradicate a very large area of the map. Rounds out. Beautiful shot, right on the money. 257 goes down. He's now got 1 kill and 2,000 stun assists, and there's 7 up on the enemy. Very well played so far. The only one shot that really didn't work was the one on the pattern, but everything else seems to be working fine. Oh, and maybe the shot he fired into the bushes. Oh, we got a few tanks have suddenly been discovered by the T49, and our guys are going to work on them. Get that shell out quickly. Yes, he does it. And he gets some stun. And look, he's picked up more stun assist. Another 1,058 hit points. That's massive. Only 2 remaining. There's one. Oh, he hammer-racked and blew his turret off. And now the last one, the Barask. We're not going to be loaded in time. He's going to go down. And that's the end of the game. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the first ace tanker for Just In Case of the Names clan in the M40 M43. Congratulations on your first ace. He also managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 9, and he got a Confederate medal as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by other teammates. His win rate in the game, 2,091, which is very good indeed. Let's have a look at team score. Well, not the highest damage in the game. That went to the Progetto 46, who picked up a Confederate and 2,576 hit points of damage. Second highest damage turned out to be the Nomad with 2,413. And the third highest damage turned out to be the Type 59 with 2,308 hit points of damage. We can see that Just In Case managed 1,758 hit points. He was beaten by 1 member of his own team, 1 member of the enemy team, 4 members of his own team, which puts him in 6th place on damage. When it came to kills, we can see the high scorers were the Nomad and the 257. Both managed 3 kills apiece. 2 kills went to the M53, M55, and only 1 kill for Just In Case on that game. But when it came to base XP, yep, he's got the highest with, second highest rather. The T49, with a magnificent bit of spotting, managed to locate a huge number of enemy tanks. He got a patrol duty, and he also picked up 6,061 hit points of stun assist. just by doing a quick run up the west channel of the midfield to find out where the enemy were and duck away and quickly get out of range of their guns before they could return fire, and then just basically expose the enemy to a massive hailstorm of shells coming in their direction. So very well done to him. But yes, just in case, got the second highest with 1,093. 1,085 went to the Progetto with the highest base, the highest damage. So 3 players managed to get over 1,000 base, and just in case was one of them. He fired only 8 rounds. Now that's very small number of rounds to fire in a battle, and to get an ace tanker in as well. It shows he picked the right targets to stun and to hit, because of course they were then taken out by shells from his teammates very, very quickly afterwards, and of course that earned him the ace tanker. He got 3 direct hits on the enemy, 9 splashes, 1,758 hit points of damage, all of it at more than 300 meters, damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 1, did 3,224 hit points of stun assist off only 8 stuns. On a premium count, he actually earned 59,720 credits from that game, and he also got 4,918 experience points out of it as well. It really was a very, very carefully played game. One shot that I said he fired at the bushes where he didn't know if the enemy was there. Obviously, we don't know if there was anybody in those bushes because nobody appeared, but he did, obviously, the other shot was at the pattern tank as it was falling back, and it was really difficult because patterns do tend to move fairly quickly, and of course he was being difficult, so that was a bit of a snap shot. That one didn't hit the and do as much damage as we'd like, only 95 hit points, but the other ones are all good, and therefore considering the fast nature of this battle, because it was a quick battle, 7 minutes 41 seconds, we can see that getting an ace tanker out of that was fairly difficult, but he did it very well indeed. I hope you liked that replay. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.